Hey guys, it's Beauty Queen, and I decided for a while I want to read a book to you guys. Just let me get comfortable. So, each Monday, or whenever I feel like it, I'm going to read you a chapter of this book. It's called The Lying Games. It's by Sara Shepard, and it's New York Times best-selling author, Pretty Little Liars. So yes, if you watch Pretty Little Liars, this is, and you'll know the author, Sara Shepard. And also The Lying Games. I did watch The Lying Games. It was quite interesting. I do love both The Lying Games and Pretty Little Liars. But for now, this is all we have. So, as you'll notice, if you've ever watched the originals, you remember that teenage witch? Or whatever, what's his name? The original guy. He's not I haven't watched this in a while. But she comes really powerful. And there's that guy that the originals know. Because I think it's Klaus raised or something. Because he was doomed to die. And then he meets the witch. And the witch becomes really powerful. And she like paints pictures on the beginning and stuff. Yeah, well, her. If you actually realise, it's her, guys. She's on the freaking cover. I don't know. So on the back, it says, I had a life anyone would kill for, then someone did. The worst part of being dead is that there's nothing left to live for. No more kisses, no more secrets, no more gossip. It's enough to kill a girl all over again, but I'm about to get something no one else does. An encore performance thanks to Emma, the long-lost twin sister I never even got to meet. Now Emma's desperate to know what happened to me. The only way to figure out is to be me, to slip into my old life and piece it all together. But can she keep up the charade, even after she realizes my murderer is watching her every move? Let the lying games begin. I love this book, and it's in blood red, which makes it looks. It's actually pink. Thinking about it, but it looks like it's like a bloody pink color. I don't know how to say it, but it looks orange in the quarter. All right. The Lying Game. I love this text. Like, holy shit. Okay, also by Sara Shepard. Pretty Little Liars. Flawless, perfect, unbelievable, wicked, killer, heartless, wanted. I love those books. I've read everything by her, guys. Everything. I even did at the beginning of this year freaking assignment on her. Like, we had to pick an author, and I picked her, and I did a whole assignment on her. The Lying Games by Sara Shepard. I also love how she's done this. Like, it's awesome. Okay, on the dedication page it says, we are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be. By Kurt someone. Vonnegut. Alright, prologue! I see a chicken. Alright, so if there's like noise, because like, yeah, right, I'm just going to turn off this light. Just a second, guys. Okay. I want to move this one. So, facing. Is that actually up, or is it making it look really odd? Like that. Okay. I'm just trying to brighten up the room with spotlights. I've got spotlights up there. I don't know if you can see, but one spotlight, and then I have another one on the other side. That's why I picked this room as my YouTube room. Alright. The Lying Game. I've got nothing to freaking. The Lying Game, prologue. I woke up in a dinky core foot bathtub in an unfamiliar pink tiled bathroom. A stack of Maxims sat next to the toilet. Green toothpaste glopped in the sink, and white drips streaked the mirror. The window showed a dark sky and a full moon. What day of the week was it? Where was I? A frat house at the U of A? Someone's apartment? I could barely remember what my name was. Sutton Mercer. Or that I lived in the foothills of Tucson, Arizona. I had no idea where my purse was, and I didn't have a clue where I had parked my car. Actually, what kind of car did I drive? Did someone slip me something? Emma, a guy's voice called from another room. You home? I'm busy, called a voice close by. A tall, thin girl opened the bathroom door, her tangled dark hair hanging in her face. Hey, I leapt to my feet. Someone's in here already. My body felt tingly, as if I had fallen asleep. When I looked down, it seemed like I was flickering on and off, like I was under a strobe light. Freaky. Someone definitely slipped me something. The girl didn't seem to hear me. She stumbled forwards, her face covered in shadows. Hello, I cried, climbing out of the tub. She didn't look over. Are you deaf? Nothing. She pumped a bottle of lavender-scented lotion and rubbed it on her arms. The door flung open again, and a snob-nosed, unshaven teenage guy burst in. Oh, his gaze flew to the girl's tight-fitting t-shirt, which said New York, New York, roller coaster on the front. I didn't know you were in here, Emma. That's maybe why the door was closed. Emma pushed him out and slammed it shut. She turned back to the mirror. I stood right behind her. Hey, I cried again. Finally, she looked up. My eyes started to the mirror to meet her gaze. But when I looked into the glass, I screamed. Because Emma looked exactly like me. And I wasn't there. Emma turned and walked down the bathroom, and I followed, as if someone was yanking me along behind her. Who was this girl? Why did we look the same? Why was I invisible? And why couldn't I remember, well, anything? The wrong memory snapped into arching nostalgic focus. The glistening sunset over the catalans. The smell of lemon tree in the backyard in the morning. The feel of cashmere slippers on my toes. But other things, the most important things, had become muffled and fuzzy, as if I'd lived my whole life underwater. I saw vague shapes, but I couldn't make out what they were. I couldn't remember what I'd done for any summer vacations, who my first kiss had been, or what it felt like to feel the sun on my face, or dance to my favourite song. What was my favourite song? And even worse, every second that passed, things got fuzzier and fuzzier, like they were disappearing, like I was disappearing. But then I concentrated really hard and I heard a muffled scream, and suddenly it was like I was somewhere else. I felt pain shooting through my body before a final sleepy sensation of my muscles surrendering. As my eyes were closed, I saw a blurry shadowy figure standing over me. Oh my God, I whispered. No wonder Emma didn't see me. No wonder I wasn't in the mirror. I wasn't really here. I was dead. Chapter 1. Ugh. The Dead Ringer. Oh, by the way, guys, it's a non-sponsor. I just thought I'd read you books. Like, really. Would really Sara Shepard sponsor me to read her books on YouTube? I don't think so. Alright, The Dead Ringer. Emma Paxton carried her canvas tote and a glass of iced tea out the back door of her new foster family's home on the outskirts of Las Vegas. Cars swished and grumbled on the nearby expressway, and the air smelled heavily of exhaust and the local water treatment plant. The only decorations in the backyard were dusty freeways, a rusted bug zapper, and crusty terracotta statues. It was a far cry from my backyard in Tucson, which was desert landscape to perfection and had a wooden swing set I used to pretend was a castle. Like I said, it was weird and random, which details I still remembered and which ones had put it away for the last hour. I've been following Emma, trying to make sense of her life and willing myself to mend my own. Not like I had a choice. Everywhere she went, I went. I wasn't entirely sure how I knew these things about Emma. Either they just appeared in my head as I watched her, like a text message popping in an inbox. I knew the details of her life better than I did my own. Emma dropped the tote on the Frexway iron patio table, plopped down in a plastic lawn chair, and craned her neck upwards. The only nice thing about this patio was that it faced away from the casinos, offering a large swatch of clear, uninterrupted sky. The moon dangled halfway up the horizon, a bloated alabaster wafer. Emma's gaze drifted to two bright, familiar stars to the east. At 9 years old, Emma had wistfully named the star on the right the Mum Star and the star on the left the Dad Star, and the smaller, brightly twinkling spot just below them the Emma Star. She had made up all kinds of fairy tales about these stars, pretending that they were her real family, and that one day they'd all be reunited on Earth like they were in the sky. Emma had been in foster care for most of her life. She'd never met her dad, but she remembered her mother, with whom she had lived until she was 5 years old. Her mum's name was Becky. She was a slender woman who loved shouting out the answers to Wheel of Fortune, dancing around the living room to Michael Jackson songs, and reading tabloids that ran stories like Baby Born from Pumpkin and Bat Boy Lives. Becky used to send Emma on scavenger hunts around the apartment complex, the prize always being a tube of used lipstick or a mini Snickers. She brought Emma frilly tutus and lacy dresses from Goodwill or dress up. She read Emma Harry Potter before bed, make up different voices for every character. But Becky was like a scratch-off lottery ticket. Emma never quite knew what she was going to get with her. Sometimes Becky spent the whole day crying on the couch, her face contoured and her cheeks streaked with tears. Other times she would drag Emma to the nearest department store and buy her 2 of everything. "Why do I need 2 pairs of the same shoes?" Emma would ask. A faraway look would come over Becky's face. "In case the first pair gets dirty, Emmy." Becky could be very forgetful too, like the time she left Emma at a Circle K. Suddenly unable to breathe, Emma had watched her mother's car vanish down the shimmering highway. The clerk on duty gave Emma an orange bicycle and let her sit on the ice freezer at the front of the store while he made some phone calls. When Becky finally returned, she scooped up Emma and gave her a huge hug. For once, she didn't even complain when Emma dripped sticky orange popsicle goo on her dress. One summer night, not long after that, Emma slept over with Sasha Morgan, a friend from kindergarten. She woke up in the morning to Mrs. Morgan standing in the doorway, a sick look on her face. Apparently Becky had left a note under the Morgan's front door saying she had gone on a little trip. Some trip that was. It had lasted almost 13 years and counting. When no one could track down Becky, Sasha's parents sent Emma over to an orphanage in Reno. Prospective adopters had no interest in a 5-year-old. They all wanted babies. They could mold into mini versions of themselves. So Emma lived in grouped homes, then foster homes. Though Emma would always love for her mum, she couldn't say she missed her. At least not miserable Becky, manic Becky, or the lunatic Becky who had forgotten her at the Circle K. She did miss the idea of a mum, though. Someone stable and constant who knew her past, looked forward to her future, and loved her unconditionally. Emma had invented the Mum, Dad, and Emma stars in the sky, not based on anything she'd ever known, but instead on what she wished she'd had. The sliding glass door opened, and Emma wheeled around. Travis, her new foster mum's 18-year-old son, started out and settled on top of the patio table. "Sorry about bursting in on you in the bathroom," he said. "It's okay," Emma muttered, bitterly, slowly inching away from Travis's outstretched legs. She was pretty sure Travis wasn't sorry. He practically made a sport of trying to see her naked. Today, Travis wore a blue bowl cap pulled low over his eyes, a ratty oversized plaid shirt, and baggy jean shorts, with the crotch sagging almost to his knees. There was patchy stubble on his pointy nose, thin-lipped, pea-eyed face. He wasn't man enough to actually grow facial hair. His bloodshot brown eyes narrowed. Can't say it, don't give a shit. I think that's the only time it comes up in the whole entire book, so it doesn't really matter. Emma could feel his gaze on her, canvassing her tight-fitting New York camisole, bare, thinned arms and long legs. With a grunt, Travis reached into his shirt pocket, pulled out a joint and lit it up. As he blew a plum of smoke in her direction, the bug zipper glowed to life with a crisp snap and frizzle of blue light. It inhaled yet another mosquito. If only it could do that to Travis too. Back off, pot breath, Emma wanted to say. It's no wonder no girl will get near you, but she bit her tongue. The comment would have to go into her comebacks. I could have said file. A list she had compiled into a black cloth notebook. Hidden in her top drawer, the comebacks list, CISS for short, was filled with pitchy, snarky remarks Emma had longed to say to foster mums, creepy neighbours, bitchy girls at school, and a whole host of others. For the most part, Emma held her tongue. It was easy to keep quiet, not make trouble, and become whatever type of girl a situation needed her to be. Along the way, Emma had picked up some pretty impressive coping skills. At age 10, she honed her reflexes when Mr. Smythe, a temperate foster parent, got into one of his object-throwing moods. When Emma lived in Houston with Ursula and Steve, the two hippies who grew their own food but were clueless about how to cook it, Emma had begrudgingly taken over kitchen duties, whipping up zucchini bread, veggie gratins, and some awesome stir-fries. It had been 2 months since Emma had moved in with Clarence, a single mum who worked as a bartender for VIP gamblers at the M Resort. Since then, Emma had spent this summer taking pictures, playing marathon games of Minesweeper on the banged-up BlackBerry her friend Alex had given her before she left her last foster home in Henderson, and working part-time operating the roller coaster at the New York casino, and avoiding Travis as much as she could. It hadn't started out that way, though. At first, Emma had tried to make nice with her new foster brother, hoping they could be friends. It wasn't like every foster family sucked and she'd never made friends with the other kids. It just sometimes took a lot of effort on her part. She'd fidgeted interest in all the YouTube videos Travis watched about how to be a small-time thug, how to unlock a car with a cell phone, how to hack sewing machines, how to open a padlock with a beer can. She had suffered through a couple of Ultimate Fighting Championship matches on TV, even attempting to learn the wrestling move vocabulary. But the nicety had ended for Emma a week later, when Travis tried to feel her up while she was standing in front of the open fridge. "You're being so friendly," he'd mumbled in her ear, before Emma had accidentally kicked him in the crotch. All Emma wanted to do was get through her senior year here. It was the end of August. School started on Wednesday. She had the option of leaving Clarence's when she turned 18 in 2 weeks, but that would mean quitting school, finding an apartment, and getting a full-time job to pay rent. Clarence had told Emma's social worker that Emma could stay here until she got her diploma. 9 more months, Emma chanted to herself like a mantra. She could hold on until then, couldn't she? Travis took another hit of the joint. "You want some?" he asked in a choked voice, holding the smoke in his lungs. No thanks, Emma said stiffly. Travis finally exhaled. Sweet little Emma, he said in a syrupy voice. But you aren't always this good, are you? Emma craned her neck up at the sky and paused on the Mum, Dad and Emma stars again. Further down the horizon was a star she'd recently named the boyfriend star. It seemed to be hovering closer than usual to the Emma star tonight. Maybe it was a sign. Perhaps this would be the year she'd meet her perfect boyfriend. Someone she was destined to be with. Shit, Travis whispered suddenly, noticing something outside the house. He quickly dumbed down the joint and threw it under Emma's chair just as Clarence appeared on the back deck. Emma scowled at the joint smothering tip. Nice of Travis to try to pin it on her, all covered it with her shoe. Clarence still had on her work uniform, a tuxedo jacket, silky white shirt and black bow tie. Her dyed blonde hair was slicked into an presentable French twist, and her mouth was smeared with bright French lipstick that did not flatter anyone's skin tone. She held a white envelope in her hands. "I'm missing $250, Clarence announced flatly. The empty envelope crippled. It was a personal tip from Bruce Wills. He signed one of the bills. I was going to put it in my scrapbook." Emma sighed sympathetically. The only thing she had glanced about Clarence was that she was absolutely obsessed with celebrities. She kept a scrapbook describing every celeb interaction she had ever had, and glossy signed headshots lined the wall space in the breakfast nook. Usually Clarence and Emma ran into each other in the kitchen around noon, which was the crack of dawn for Clarence after a beer shift. The only thing Clarence ever wanted to talk about was how she had a long conversation with the latest winner of American Idol the night before, and how a certain action film starlet's boobs were definitely fake, or how the host of a dating reality show was kind of a bitch. Emma was always intimidated. She didn't care. Always intrigued. She didn't care much about celebrity dirt, but dreamed of someday becoming an investigative journalist. Not that she ever told Clarence that. Not that Clarence had ever asked anything personal about her. The money was in this envelope in my bedroom when I left for work this afternoon. Clarence stared straight at Emma, her eyes squinting. Not now, it's not. Is there something you want to tell me? Emma sneaked a peek at Travis, but he was fiddling with his BlackBerry. As he scrolled through his photos, Emma noticed a blurry shot of her at the bathroom mirror. Her hair was wet and she had knotted a towel under her arms. Cheeks burning, Emma turned to Clarence. "I don't know anything about it," she said in the most diplomatic voice she could master, "but maybe you should ask Travis. He might know." "Excuse me?" Travis' voice cracked. "I didn't take any money." Emma made an incredible noise at the back of her throat. "You know I wouldn't do that, Mum," Travis went on. He stood and pulled up his shorts around his waist. "I know how bad you work. I did see Emma go into your room today, though." "What?" Emma whirled around to face him. "I did not. Did too," Emma shot back. As soon as he turned his back to his mum, his expression morphed from a fake smile to a wicked nose, narrowed eyes, glower. Emma gasped. It was amazing how calmly he lied. "I've seen you go through your mum's purse," she announced. Clarence leaned against the table, twisting her mouth to the right. "Travis did that?" "No, I didn't." Travis pointed accusingly at Emma. "Why would you believe her? You don't even know this girl." "I don't need money," Emma pressed her hands to her chest. "I have a job. I'm fine." She had been working for years before the roller coaster. She had a job at head goat girl at a local petting zoo. She had dressed up as a toga rope Statue of Liberty and stood on the street corner to advertise a local credit union. and she'd even sold knives door to door. She'd saved more than $2,000 and stashed it in a half-empty Tampax box in her bedroom. Travis hadn't found the money yet, probably because the tampons were a better security system against creepy boys than a rapid pack of Rottweilers. Clarence glazed at Travis, who had been giving her a sickening, pouty smile. She had creased the empty envelope back and forth in her hands. A suspicious look crossed her face. It looked as if she momentarily saw through Travis' facial look. Travis walked over to his mum and put his arm on her shoulder. I think you need to know what Emma's really all about. He pulled his BlackBerry from his pocket again and began to fiddle with the click wheel. What do you mean? Emma walked over to them. Travis gave her a suspicious look, hiding the BlackBerry screen from view. I was going to talk to you about this in private, but it's too late for that now. Talk to me about what? Emma lunged forward, making the granite candle in the corner of the wooden table wobble. You know what? Travis tapped away on the keyboard with his thumbs. Mosquito buzzed around his head, but he didn't bother to flick it away. You're a sick freak. What do you mean? Travis Clarence's French-aligned lips pursed worriedly. Finally, Travis lowered the BlackBerry so everyone could see. This, he announced. A stiff, hot wind blew against Emma's cheek. The dusty air irritating her eyes. The blue-black evening sky seemed to darken a few shades. Travis blew heavily, only to her reeking of pot smoke and pulling up a generic video uploading site. With a flourish, he typed in the keyboard Sutton in AZ and hit play. A video slowly loaded. A handheld camera panned over clearing. No sound escaped from the speakers, as if the microphone had been muted. The camera whipped around to show a figure sitting in a chair with a black blindfold covering half her face. A round silver locket on a thick chain clung to a bony feminine collarbone. The girl thrashed her head frantically back and forth, the locket bouncing wildly. The picture went dark for a moment. Suddenly someone slipped behind her and pulled the necklace chain back so that it pressed up against the girl's throat. The girl's head arched back. She flailed her arms and kicked her legs. Oh my God, Clarence said through her mouth. What is this? Emma whispered. The stranger pulled the chain harder and harder. Whoever it was had a mask over its head, so Emma couldn't see his face. After about 30 seconds, the girl in the video stopped struggling and went limp. Emma backed away from the screen. How had they just watched someone die? What the hell? And what did this have to do with her? The camera remained fixed on the blindfolded girl. She wasn't moving. Then the picture went momentarily dark again. Then Emma snapped back on the screen. The camera was tilted over, fallen on the ground. Emma could see a sideways shot of the figure on the chair. Someone walked up to the girl and pulled the blindfold off her head. After a long pause, the girl coughed. Tears dotted her eyes. The corners of her mouth pulled down. She blinked slowly. For a split second before the screen went dark, she stared half-consciously into the lens. Emma's jaw dropped to her worn Converse sneakers. Clarence gasped loudly. Ha! Travis said temporarily. I told you. Emma stared at the girl's huge blue eyes, secretly upturned nose, and round face. She looked exactly like her. That was because the girl in the video was me. Okay, guys, that was the prologue and chapter 1. I'll update whenever I want to for the next chapter. The next chapter is That's Right, Blame the Foster Kid. And yeah, so I'm just going to show you this paper holder I have. It's blue and a bit purple, and it's got a love heart, and then you come down, it's got just a normal bead like this one up here, and then you come down here, another one, and then where is it? There's like this line. I don't know if you can see, but it's a flying bird, and it's really nice. And yeah, so I'm going to start to flick the lights. Now I'm back to normal. Alright guys, I'll see you guys later, and yeah, bye!